Hey, we're Paige and Alex, two co-op students at Goose Digital that are working on two internal AI projects. And this week, things actually started running. I'm working on the image side, an AI pipeline that takes a brand kit and a prompt to produce production-ready marketing creatives.
And I'm working on the website side, building a pipeline that takes a WordPress site and automatically rebuilds it into a modern static front end. Between the two of us, we're covering a pretty big range of what AI tooling in an agency looks like right now. So let's get into it. The idea is pretty simple. Clients have a WordPress site packed with plugins, page builders, and a lot of extra stuff, and rebuilding those manually takes forever. I wanted to see how much of that process we could automate. So right now I built a 7-step intake wizard that collects things like the source URL, site type, branding, colors, typography, tone, and design preferences. That all gets packed into a build brief JSON object, which drives the rest of the pipeline. Claude is handling 3 main jobs right now: generating the sitemap, creating design tokens, and generating page-level HTML. I split those into separate prompt files so everything stays modular and easier to control. One thing that really surprised me was how reliable Claude has been with structured outputs. Once that schema is constrained properly, the JSON consistency has actually been really solid, so I ended up needing way less parsing and validation logic than I expected. The intake flow is mostly done now, with animated transitions, live previews, and style selections that are all working. Architecture-wise, everything's connected. The main thing left is to get the API side hooked up so I can run full end-to-end tests. For the next steps, I want to start experimenting with Stitch alongside Claude to see if we can generate design mockups automatically and combine that with the structure and content generation pipeline.
The problem with most AI image tools for agency work is that they generate flattened outputs. You get a picture, but you can't really touch it afterwards. Colors drift, logos aren't placed right, and everything needs heavy redesign before it's usable. So we built a 3-step pipeline that keeps the outputs editable. Step 1, a layout LLM. Gemini 2.5 Pro reads the brand kit and the prompt and outputs a full JSON layout, element positionings, Z ordering, spacing, and image generation prompts per zone. It's not generating the full design yet, it's just figuring out where everything goes first. Step 2, Nano Banana, that's the image generation model, takes each zone's prompt and fills it with actual photography, scenes, project shots. The brand assets are then fed in as visual references every single time, like the colors, so that the image is grounded in actual brand from the start, not just prompted to be similar. Step 3 is optional. That's Gemini 2.5 Pro again. This time it's doing a design analysis. You can upload an existing design more as like a template, and it decomposes it into layers. This can be used as a template if a brand has a design they really like and they want to use it again, or for onboarding new clients who already have design directions. The big thing we learned testing this is that the creative direction still has to come from somewhere. When the brand kit is detailed, like specific color usage rules, image style notes, or things to avoid, the outputs land on brand for the first pass. But when they're vague, the outputs are always vague. That's true across Gemini, Nano Banana, or other models like ChatGPT. What's still rough is unusual brand rules still drift. Very specific like typography, image exclusion zones, rules about margins. These need a human eye before anything goes to a client. And the handoff between pipeline steps is where the errors tend to stack up. Each model introduces a little inconsistency, and across 3-step that compounds when you have so many rules. Stepping back from both projects, the tools are more ready than they might seem. Claude, Gemini, Nano Banana, the reliability for structure generation tasks is actually very high right now. You just need a good prompt. When you have constrained prompts, they return consistent outputs. Multi-step pipelines are buildable.
But the gap between a cool demo and a production system is still real. It ended up just being different from what we expected. It wasn't really the models causing problems, it was more the weird edge cases, inconsistent inputs, and all the small things around the system that still needed engineering work.
The pattern that held up across both projects is AI works best when they generate into something editable, like a layout JSON that goes onto a canvas that you can still tweak minorly if you need to, or a site that gets reviewed page by page. You need to keep a human in the loop, not as a fallback, but as part of the actual workflow.
Week 3 is when I'm hoping to run the first full end-to-end test for the website pipeline and start experimenting with Stitch and Claude together for the design generation side.
On my end, I'm pushing the image pipeline harder on real client brand kits to see where it holds and where it still needs help. See you next week.